Hey guys, it's Gary Wong from GaryWongRealty.com again. People know me as the Christian Realtor. I'm the author on the book on Vancouver real estate. And today I'm going to talk to you about 3 common seller objections. So number 1, people say, my home is worth X. My home is worth much more. Because sellers have an emotional tie to the property that they own, they will often, almost always, think their home is worth more than market value. It's just human nature. When you're selling whether you're selling your house or your car, if it belongs to you, most people perceive their property, perceive their item to be worth more than it actually is. So I usually have to educate my clients and explain to them that it's not important what you feel it's worth, it's important what the buyer thinks it's worth. So the buyer will be working with a buyer's agent who will hopefully have in-depth knowledge on how much the home is worth. Do comparable analysis, compare the property with other properties that have sold recently in the same area or in the same building, and they're going to be looking at that data. So whether you think it's worth more or not, that's irrelevant. So what I try to do when I talk with my sellers is try to educate them and explain that market analysis and try to get them to detach themselves from the property that they're selling. Because when you add emotions aside, unfortunately, buyers don't pay for your emotions. They don't pay the seller for the emotional, sentimental value that you have on the property. Number 2 objection sellers have is they feel that their home is in showroom condition. They think their home is already priced to sell. They think their home looks immaculate. They walk in and they have their custom furniture in a specific custom layout, and they think that's what buyers like too, because they specifically like that layout. But unfortunately, buyers do not appreciate very fancy custom layouts for furniture. They like the typical, if a living room looks like it should be fit for 2 couches, they don't like it when there are 4 couches on there and it's built like a fort, or they don't appreciate that. They don't see the space of it. They don't see the potential where you see the potential. So I need to educate my sellers that their home is not in the showroom condition that they think it is in. I need to tell them that you need to arrange your layout of your living room, your master bedroom, your bedrooms, so that it looks like a showroom. Just like when you walk into a furniture showroom. I wouldn't say IKEA, because IKEA tries to cram a bunch of things in a really small space, even though it does look very efficient, but they try to focus on making a small space look manageable, which is not what you want to do for when you sell your property. You want to make it look spacious. The rule is less is more. So when you put maybe like a room, a bedroom, you just put a bed, maybe 2 end tables, and then that's it. And then for living rooms, you want to just put like maybe a living room couch, and then a center table, and then maybe flowers, and then that's it. Dining room, maybe just a dining room with simple maybe 2 or 3 chairs, and then that's it. Some decor on top of it. Kitchen, they don't want to see every single kitchen appliance you have on the table. Like, they don't want to see all your toaster, blender, all that stuff, and mixer. They just want to see maybe a vase, a flower, like a flower vase, or just minimal items. So sellers also think their home is cleaner than it actually needs to be. So buyers come in to see homes and they look at how clean the property is, because they use that to judge how well it has been maintained. So if it looks like it doesn't have to look like a pig pen, but if it just looks like there's dirt here and there and here and there, and there's mildew in the grout in the bathroom tiles, they make a judgment inside. Seller must not have maintained it very well, and they will focus on that and they'll pick on that, and as you know, what you focus on expands. So they'll think about that grout or that little dirt and they'll make it into a big monster. Sellers please listen to your realtor when your realtor tells you about how clean your home needs to be. It needs to be spotless. Number 3 seller objection I hear is the realtor will obviously tell the seller that they need to reduce the price if there hasn't been enough response. If the marketing is done properly and there's just not a lot of response, then the realtor will suggest to reduce your price. They're not trying to get you to sell it for below market value. Majority of them want to sell your property for top dollar at in the quickest amount of time possible. So if the home's not getting the showings, the response it should get, the realtor will recommend to reduce the price a little bit. Sellers think that if they reduce the price, they think buyers gonna think that there's even more room on the price, or there's something wrong with the property, so that's why they're reducing. Not necessarily. Sometimes it's a slower market. Sometimes they had just priced the property too high. So just because they're reducing price doesn't mean it's not necessarily a bad signal to buyers. So don't be afraid to reduce the price. Just to sum up again, the 3 common seller objections. Number 1, they think their home is in showroom condition. Number 2, they think their home is worth a lot more than market value because they tie their emotional, sentimental value to it. Number 3, they feel that it's somehow wrong to reduce the price. That's it for today. Gary Wong from GaryWongRealty.com. Subscribe, comment below. Until next time, God bless you.